It's my time, it's my season, and I've got a good reason to open my mouth. Gonna let it out, open your mind, grab your friend, hope you listen to the end. The vibe is good and learning meets on She Who Speaks. Welcome, welcome. We're so happy that you came back to join us. I'm Renee, lover of all things behavioral and a good laugh. With me are the beautiful queens, Marilyn. She is very unassuming with a good listening ear. And I have the unstoppable force with the angelic voice that is Love Mean. We together are She Who Speaks. And we're, like we said, very happy to have you here. Marilyn, before we started, we're kind of talking about this fun new thing that you were seeing on TV. I feel like Marilyn is the one out of all of us that is always on top of anything that's trending because she comes up with these great topics. And I'm like,
I agree.
I'm under a rock. So tell us about it, Marilyn.
So on our previous episode, we talked about new resolutions and looking our best self for this year, 2021. And recently, I came across this ad. At first, I saw a celebrity that I follow on Instagram, and she was trying this new trend, and it is a fitness mirror. So basically, you have a mirror in front of you, and on this mirror, you see your reflection, of course, and also you have a trainer who's telling you how to move, what you have to do, like motivates you through your workout, and it seems like it's something that a lot of people are interested in right now. So I would like to know, what do you guys think about that mirror trainer trend?
I don't know if I understand the purpose. It's good because indeed for me, I need that partner. I need someone to tell me like, okay, girl, wake up. I used to, when I was living in Michigan, I was working on my master's degree. I had this friend that wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, and she would come at my door at 5 a.m. and she's like, girl, let's go work out. It was crazy. And then we would go to school at 8. So, go to Planet Fitness and all that. But it was hard, but I had her, so that I had the motivation. Now she's gone. Then now I stopped working out. By the way, the mirror will do it for me. You know what I'm saying? I think I need a relationship.
I feel like it's a good idea. I'm trying to think about the times when I worked out. That tells how much I work out, right? And it's kind of like with Love Bean too. It was mostly in college. Or when I go to the gym, if there's a mirror, I'm definitely looking at myself because I want to see if I'm doing it right. But then I spend a lot of time living in the apartment up in my mind. So if I see myself too much, that can also be a problem. Because then I'm like, I don't know if you're doing it right. Your form's off. So I don't know. I think it's a good idea. I think it's cool. I would try it for sure.
I would try it, but Renee, you and we are the same. I start to look at myself and I'm like, okay, I can do this. And then all of a sudden, there's this voice that's saying, look at this cow trying to. And it's not good. So I think it's good in a way where you can, as you said, you can study your form and do better and prove. But at the same time, I feel like with the mirror constantly being in front of you, you start to focus more on what you look like, or like get frustrated if after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you see that
you don't see any
I look the same in that mirror. I can feel that the frustration will kick in, and I don't know if that would be a good.
Let me ask you this though: do you feel like, honestly, do you feel like there's any kind of pressure that comes from society about how we're supposed to look? And I'll tell you why I asked. So I know after I had my baby, my body was pulling itself together, which was good. And I'm grateful. But then you see these little snapback pictures and you start to feel like the pressure of, ooh, is it snapping back fast enough? And I got myself a waist trainer because
Oh, you.
so like I was just a couple weeks fresh off of having a baby, walking around like unable to breathe because I'm trying to snap myself back faster. What are your thoughts?
Well, I had a baby too, and I definitely didn't put a waist trainer. I know everybody's like, you need to do it, but I had a C-section, so I was like,
Me too.
let me. Oh, you're strong.
I'm
You're very
insane.
strong.
It's crazy. It's
You're
crazy.
brave. I could not do that. But no, I don't. I see the purpose. I think if I was getting back to work out, I would do it, but just to work out. Because I saw some women put it all the time, and it's not good. Like I heard that it moves some of your organs. It's not good for.
Right.
So that's why we not do it all the time. But to work out, I see the purpose. If I know how to use it and it's productive, just for the hour of my workout.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Because I totally felt like some of my organs were going to the back of my head because it was so tight.
You see?
Right. I have a friend who tried it, and she said that she was going to the bathroom every 2-3 hours.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just like pressure on your stomach, and yeah, that was horrible. And I do have one, but it's not really a waist trainer. It's more like a sweat, like a sweating.
Oh, yeah, I know those. Yeah.
Helps you sweat a little more in that area because. Whew. And so I also had not one but two. Yeah, two. That's it. And really, after the second one, the bounce back was not happening.
The bounce back bounces.
Right.
Yeah.
My skin was like, okay, I came back once, but don't ask me to come back twice. Okay? That's it. So
Oh my goodness.
so yes, I am also for working out, but I do feel like women put a lot of pressure on themselves to look a certain way, and especially now whenever you open any social media and you see, I don't know if you agree with me. I know you will know automatically what I'm talking about, but you have one type of body.
Yes.
And if you don't have this type of body, it feels like you're not a real woman. Right? You don't have it. You're not in. So I do try to check myself and say, hey, you know what? It's good to work out. I really want to do it for health reasons, not to look a certain way or to look the way society dictates me to look like. So I think it's very important to have that in mind.
I have a question then. I'm sorry, but so what motivates you then to work out in general? What is your motivation? If it's not society.
So like for me, I think my motivation to work out is intrinsic. Like, so it comes from not necessarily, like I'd be lying if I said I don't feel the pressure from society. That's honestly there. But I think the biggest motivation for me is me. I just want to be happy. I want to be comfortable. I remember just hearing so many of my friends, especially those who are older, talk about body issues that they go through. And I like to try to, as best as possible, get ahead of things. So for me, and then I also like how I feel, my energy level when I do work out. So I think the motivation was always that, just how it made me feel, the confidence it gave. And you can kind of pat yourself on the back, like, yeah, I did a workout today, if that's what you're into. So yeah, my motivation was always me first.
Yeah. Same for me. When I do have this routine, it was really like trying to get my especially when you're in college, this season in your life you just eat too much, and your body's telling you I won't be able to keep it up like that, so you need to make a change. So when those moments, because I said yes, it's also me, but sometimes unfortunately it get to health reason. When the doctor give you your blood test and tell you you have a little bit too much fat in your blood, like you have a Monday to me, and I was like, me? And then she's like, yeah, there's some stuff that you're eating, they're not doing good. It's not because, don't get it twisted. In your blood test, we can see that you need to work out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, let me go. So yes, it has to be me, but unfortunately, sometimes it took the doctor, gave me a wake up call that we have to take care of our body, we have to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. And as you're talking about health reason, so I'll be transparent for a minute. And I do have thyroid issues. So for me, it was a wake up call to really take care of myself. And yeah, so for me, it's more than just look a certain way. It's also definitely for health reasons. And as you ladies said it beautifully, you just want to be your best self. That's
Yeah.
all. Not comparing yourself to other, but just be the best version of yourself that you can be. And that's,
I agree. And that kind of brings to mind. So I am going to bring in two people. We all know them, but I feel like there's a perfect addition to add to this conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and admit them to the room, and we'll give them a couple seconds to kind of get situated. I know in one of our episodes, we kind of talked about them a little bit. So I'm just excited. I'm excited.
in a good way.
In a good way. So they're here. And listen, for anybody that's watching, we kind of hinted at some friends of ours that are really, really disciplined when it comes to all things health related. I call their exercises boot camp, because I mean, you don't love them when you're doing it, but after you're done, you're like, hey, it feels good, you look good. And listen, without further ado, they're husband and wife duo. They're both in the health services. Quincy, Stacey, you're family to us. We know you, but I'm going to allow you to say anything you want if you want to introduce yourselves to the beautiful people who are watching.
Hey, beautiful people.
Hello.
We're really excited to be here. Thank you guys for inviting us and giving us a platform to speak about good things, positive things. So we appreciate you guys.
And we're excited to have you be here with us. So before you joined, we were kind of talking about our health journey, so to speak. We were talking about what motivates us. We were talking about the trending ways to exercise. Marilyn was bringing us up to speed, as always, with this new exercise mirror that you can see yourself and see your trainer. And then I confessed about my little expose with the little waist trainer and almost killing myself, trying to get snatched back before my body was ready. So kind of tell us about you. What's your fitness story? How did you come into fitness?
Sure. My fitness story started when I was 18, maybe. I took weight training in high school just as a period so I can just chill. I had no intentions of working out or lifting or anything. It was just a period to catch up on homework and just so about a week before midterms, I didn't know there was going to be a midterm. The coach says you have to be able to bench press 70% of your weight. And I had not lifted anything. So of course, when the midterm came along, I didn't pick up anything.
Oh, wow. Mm.
Yeah. So that's what kind of got me going. I started to lift. I had friends that lifted. They had gyms at their homes. Started working out with them. So it just kind of progressed from there. I went from working out in small garages to getting gym memberships, and like I said, it just progressed from there. It really, there have been some slowdowns along the way, but never really stopped. It's always just been a journey since then.
Awesome.
What about you, Stacey?
My journeys, I don't have a clear defined start point like Quincy. So I think what I do remember is signing up for a step class my freshman year of college. And one, it was at 8 a.m. and two, I had never really worked out before. So I quickly dropped that class. And then I didn't pick up anything through undergrad. So I think somewhere between graduating from college and then starting my master's program, I started some interest in there somewhere with working out. Then I had a girlfriend, so we would start working out together. But my commitment to myself with working out started probably about a year or two before I had my son Mason. I joined the gym, I would take classes, and that was a comfortable place for me because I didn't have to think about what to do. I could just show up. And I enjoyed the energy that it gave me. I felt good about myself mentally, always fighting that body image component, but it just made me feel good. It was time for myself, and I enjoyed the feeling of working out. So I've been going since then. So even after I had my son, I even paid for a trainer for a short time for myself. I've been going ever since. Just like Quincy said, though, you've got your highs and your lows, but it's been about 12 years, no, about 13 or 14 years that I've been working out and have enjoyed the process of working out.
Mercy.
Nice.
See, that's inspiration we need, see? Consistency, Lord. So I feel
for the year, so yes. My work here.
That's funny because that's something that we discussed a lot, that word consistency.
So I don't know for you guys, but something that I found hard to do is the time. Before, when I was just in college and I was just taking care of myself, it was easy to wake up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym. I feel like now that we have to wear so many hats during the day, it's difficult as for me to find the time to have that discipline. So what advice can you give me and anybody that is in my situation? Come on, help me. Tell me something.
I will say you just have to really start with your mindset. So if you want to work out, then you have to commit to that for yourself. And then you have to make a plan because there's always going to be things that will fill up the time and take the place of that time for you to work out. And then I would also say, don't start with huge expectations. Don't say, work out for an hour every single day. Just find an at-home program or a plan or an app, whatever fits your budget and your time, and start simple and then work on being consistent. I probably would say that's the best place to start. You got anything else to add?
I would say, my word for the year is prepare. So if working out is what you want to do, first of all, have a reason to work out. Don't want to work out just for the sake of working out. I want to work out because I want to be healthier. I want to work out because I don't want Josiah to outrun me. I want to work out because, for health reasons, maybe my family history is not the greatest, and I want to be able to change that trajectory for myself and for my children. So have a reason to want to work out. And then two, prepare. What do I need to do to work out? I need a place to work out. I need to wake up to work out. I need to get enough sleep so I can wake up. I need to get my clothes ready. I need to be prepared. So it's not just jump in and go. It's a process. Even just getting up and getting out of bed is a process. But if you're prepared, if you have systems around you that help you to succeed, you're more likely to be successful if you're prepared as opposed to not being prepared.
And then also, if you're at the beginning of your journey, then find accountability partners that will do it with you or check in on you, that will encourage you along the way. Because you won't always have the motivation to work out, but as Quincy alluded to, if you have processes in place, if you've got a schedule in place, and you're more likely to follow through the plan. So.
And if you can see the schedule, if you can see it, if it's visual, if it's on your mirror in your bathroom, or you have a poster board or something that you can see every day, not something in the back of a notebook somewhere or even on your phone, something that you can actually see. You walk by it every day, you see it every day, and you're able to cross off, hey, I did Monday's workout. Just seeing that cross, that X, just gives you motivation, lets you know that you accomplished something that day. So being able to see your goal, your chances of being successful are greater.
I know
That's
one
very good
thing.
advice. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Very
I,
good
I know
advice.
one thing too, that when we exercised, when I just started exercising, Quincy and Stacey were very good at helping me with too, because my joke for myself, it's not very kind, is grandma. So grandma had a lot of ailments, right? And so they would always have modifications too. I think a lot of times when we think of exercise, it's this big daunting thing in our mind where it has to look a certain way. It has to be for an hour or you haven't done anything.
Mhm.
You have to be in a pool of sweat or else it didn't work. Your whole body has to feel like you can't move. It's like, setting reasonable expectations, maybe, especially for beginners, maybe if you're not necessarily at your optimal stage where you want to be,
Mhm.
starting with baby steps. Stacey was really, really helpful too. With she would jump in and do hits, which was a total setup because it's high intensity interval training or something like that. So you think, oh, we're just gonna exercise for 10 minutes, breeze, and you would think, Jesus, take me now after 2 minutes. So even so, like, it doesn't have to look the mainstream way that you think it has to look. You don't have to go to the gym. So yeah, I think that was very helpful, and it definitely helped me too when I was trying to get
Yeah.
back on track.
No, thank you, guys. It was really good. I enjoy your advice. Thank you so much. I will use them. It's not just word.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about body image. How do we find the balance to be healthy while not being obsessed with our body image? Because that's something that is big today.
For sure.
That's a good one. First of all, you have to be able to separate health from body image. They don't necessarily go together. A great body image doesn't mean you're healthy. Healthy is not necessarily what's on the outside. It's most definitely what's on the inside. And even for people that have worked out for as long as we have worked out, and you can see people, on Instagram and social media, they look great, but they still may struggle with body image. That's why Stacey mentioned having an accountability partner. You also need someone to bring you back down to earth and bring you back up from the earth, because sometimes, we're like, golly, I worked out for, a month straight. I did this, I did that, and nothing has changed.
Right.
But your accountability partner can help you. Hey, the goal is health. The goal is not necessarily six pack. And I read a book.
Thank
I read a
you.
book. I can't remember the name of it, but the book talked about, the six pack, the big chest, the big legs. All that is just like icing on the cake. The goal is working on your health, which also helps you mentally. Everything that comes with working out is just icing on the cake, but the focus is your health, both physically and mentally. And emotionally, absolutely. So if you get the six pack, if you get the abs, great. But the goal is your health. That's what you should focus on.
But that's not always easy, especially for women, especially with the fact that we're constantly bombarded with images, especially on social media, or we see others' images of perfection. No one's really showing, everyone's only showing their highlight reels, right? They sucked in the stomach, they pulled the high waist pants up, and then do the side twist, right? You see the best angles. But that's not reality. And I think it's hard for us to balance. I've been consistent. I've done my workouts. I've eaten healthy. I still don't look the way I think I should look, because there's the way that you think you should look, and then there's also the practical or the realistic, image for yourself. That takes constant work. We work out all the time. Sometimes we work out together. I'm comfortable working out on my own, but I absolutely struggle with my own body image. And I've had to, talk through that with Quincy and say, hey, I need you to help me with this. I need you to help balance me out and bring me back down when I'm going as far out in right field or left field or both fields, because you're having those emotional moments. But it's really hard. But I think you have to do that positive self-talk. And as silly as that sounds, it really does start to take set. I am working out constantly. And yes, I'm bigger now than I've ever been, but I'm stronger now than I've ever been. So I have to work through those pieces. Yes, I've got pants in my closet that don't fit me, but that's okay because I'm not living to fit into pants. I can buy pants that fit me, highlight my best attributes. So it's a struggle. It really is a struggle. The scale is also the devil.
Listen, oh my goodness.
It doesn't indicate any of your progress. It's just literally a number. And it's unfortunate that we put so much emphasis on the number on the scale or the number that's in the pants that we have, whether it's a 6, a 8, a 10, if that number's going up or down. We really put too much emphasis in those places. And we really should focus on, I did 5 workouts this week. I feel good about that. Mm-hmm. I can see my, a little muscle definition coming in, or I've lost a few inches, or I just feel good. I feel better about myself. I think we just have to have more conversations that fit into that mold versus looking at the inches or looking at yourself in the mirror, because honestly, like I tell him all the time, I'm like, I don't see any difference. I'm like, I look exactly the same. How am I making any change?
I feel like that's so crazy, because then I would look at you and go, girl.
Yes, I was about to say.
Yeah.
I said the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a struggle. It's a daily struggle. But I think it's just because we always have these messages coming at us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Isn't of that? You have got to be intentional about having that positive conversation with yourself, and also with your girlfriends. Women are very driven by that, and I think sometimes we'll look at each other and say, "Man, Marilyn's really lost some inches," but I may not say that to you. I think we also have to work on speaking the things that we think that will encourage each other as well.
I really appreciate your transparency and your honesty, because you don't like what you share about your, how you have to talk to yourself positively about your image. Like I would have no idea, because for me, I just see this strong woman who just very disciplined.
Yep.
Her page, I'm like, girl, she's doing another challenge and another challenge and another challenge. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to do one. But I appreciate you telling us that, because sometimes when we see people, we think they have it all together, but you sharing the process, that even as strong as you are today, it's still a process to you to keep going and keep talking positively. So it's encouraging for me, at least.
Yes, it is.
Honestly, we are our worst critics. It doesn't matter what you see. I'm always going to look in the mirror at the area that I struggle in. It's like, oh, these legs. Meanwhile, everything else looks great, but we don't see those things. We only see where we feel like we are lacking. So that's why it is nice to have an accountability partner. But also, yes, it's good if you see your girlfriend who's been working out, hey, I see the work you're putting in, give them that encouragement.
Very true. I think as I go back a little bit, you talked about scale, and I don't know if you agree with me, Love Me, but that was the most depressed. It was so hard for us to come to this country and be in a kilogram, and all of a sudden
in pounds,
I jumped to 100. I'm in 100. You mean that I'm in 100 and something? It was so depressing for me in the beginning. I think that for at least 5 years, I didn't want to step on the scale, because when I would see 100 and stuff, I would just get depressed automatically. So I think this scale obsession is something else. And also about another thing that you said about motivation. I remember a few months back when I started this health journey with you guys, my mom came, and as a lot of you, I'm sure, my mom is from the Caribbean. So she told me straight up, "You're getting fat."
Oh, yes, child. Mama gonna keep it real.
And yep. And I really I kind of agreed with her. But also I needed to find the balance in my head where I want to be the person that I know I can be, while not losing my mind trying to look like someone. And I really found that place with you guys when we work out. And I gained so much more than losing weight. It was also like, as you said, energy. And that was a really like a very big energy boost for me to start working out with you and having a space also, even if sometimes you see my kids jumping on my back and doing whatever. But it's I feel like I can I can do something for myself.
Yeah.
During this hour, 35 minutes, 45 minutes, that I can do something that is not towards my kids or like a husband or like whatever, whoever it is. I can do something for me, and I can be in that space for this time. And I think it's very important too, other than losing weight.
I do have a question, and we've gotten this a lot, and we were talking about it too. Do you have any advice for those women out there who have had their children for a couple years now, but they still have, the baby weight that they're still trying to, babies maybe even 13, who knows? How do they get off,
the kangaroo pouch,
right?
I would say just start your own journey. It doesn't matter how old your kids are. Find a reason to do that for yourself. I think Marilyn touched on that really well. It's carving out that own space that belongs to you, and you're doing this just for you and not for anyone else. And I think as you continue to work through that mindset and being consistent to that time for yourself, then your why continues to evolve. You become more committed to. You move beyond it being just a habit or I have to do this to I want to do this and I enjoy doing this. We were listening to Facebook Live when the pastor was talking about New Year's resolutions, and just the way that he explained it. You move through that journey. You're not always going to start out, I love doing this, but you can change your mindset, you can change your habits, and you can essentially change who you are. So I think the end goal, of course, is, yes, you want to improve your body, but there's so much that happens from the beginning of that journey to that end point where you'll find so much more fulfillment in that. I feel stronger, I have more energy, I feel more balanced emotionally, my mental health is so much better, and enjoying that process. And I would definitely have a focus on the journey itself. So, of course, you have your end goal where you want to get to or close to a specific body goal, but then also enjoying all the milestones that come in between there. We are so much more than just our physical bodies, and there's so many more achievements along that way, like we spoke about, your mental fitness, your emotional strength, and those body gains that you do make along the way. I would say focus on those things as you're working towards a goal, because we know as we work towards a goal, right, that trajectory also moves forward. So yes, you can get to that milestone and then you set another one. So the target's always moving, and it should be moving. But we really should focus on where we are, be present in that place, have your goals, but that can't be the be all end all, for sure.
Loving yourself along the way.
As cliche as that sounds, it really is true.
It's very true. If you love yourself along the way, man, I love the way I look and feel right now. And then 2 months from now, man, I love the way I look and feel right now. It's going to be different, but you have to love yourself along the way and give yourself credit for the work you're doing and grace. Yes.
Right.
So, and since we're talking about that, I have a little confession since we're talking about that little kangaroo pouch. So I do try to put a lot of work into not a lot, but I try to do better with the workout. But I know also that the food part is important. And I'm not there yet with the food, but I'm trying to. And so, and I know that you guys are vegan. And I would like to know, what do you guys recommend? How would you help someone start a journey with veganism?
So, yeah, go ahead.
First, I would say that I don't consider us vegan. Vegans are
there's an ethical component.
There's a very ethical component to it. They're the ones that they make sure all the products they use don't have any animal product in it or have not been tested on animals. They're not wearing fur. They're not going to have leather in their cars.
Environmental focus.
Very environmental focus. Very of the animal focused. I wouldn't say that is us. We are definitely plant-based.
Mostly
Plant-based. And I would say science has already proven the closer you are to a plant-based diet, which in essence, the closer you are to God's diet for us, the healthier you can be. Does that mean you won't get sick? No, it doesn't mean you're bulletproof or anything like that, but the healthier you can be. So I would say, one, choose your reason as to why you want to do that. Because I went vegetarian one time for a good year. It was a struggle every single day because I didn't have the right reason to do it. I had friends that were vegan, so I decided I wanted to do it too. Every single day, growing up in a Haitian household, there's no such thing as a vegetarian.
Come on, somebody.
Literally the last day, the day I gave up vegetarianism, I was at a Labor Day or Memorial Day barbecue. What is a vegetarian going to do at a barbecue? I don't know. But sure enough, I gave up. I gave up right then and there because I didn't have the right reason. But I would say if this is something you want to start, you start very simple. As simple as maybe I'm going to not eat meat on a Monday. Mondays I won't eat meat. Meatless Mondays. Maybe I'll substitute, my coffee creamer if you're a coffee drinker for,
a silk almond
creamer. Right. Something, a substitute. I wouldn't go cold turkey. Every so often you work on going from, eating meat or meat products to more plant-based.
Do it incrementally. There are so many vegan options out there now. It's amazing.
Vegan 2020, 2021 is not
different than vegan 1990 for sure. So there are hundreds of options out there. Every time I go to the grocery store, I'm seeing a new line with a new creamer, a new cheese, and I think the span of products will make that process easier. So pick either swapping out the meat for a meat substitute, or trying a meatless Monday, or trying to substitute out dairy products. Whatever's comfortable for you, but do it in a way that it's not going to make it painful. Because if you make it too hard for yourself, you won't stick with it in the long term. We started our journey, and when was it, like 4 years ago? And we just decided, we're going to give up chicken for that year, and we did that. And I will say, and I've done it before, like for very short spurts, but when we decided to give up chicken that year, it was really easy. We had no issues. It wasn't difficult. And so we got to the end of that year, we're like, okay, did we give up? No, I think we gave up beef first, and then it was chicken. And then we got to the following year and said, okay, we're going to modify down fish. We weren't ready to give up fish completely because of him. He was holding on to fish. But I would say in the last year and a half, we didn't have any fish last year, with the exception of, which we gave ourselves 2 outs. If we went on a cruise and we went to an island, we're going to try fish. And if we go to my dad's house, my dad is a chef extraordinaire. So those would be the 2 exceptions. And we did not have fish with the exception of Christmas. Maybe 1 visit to my dad's house. But it really hasn't been that hard for us. Because we just...
You got to have the right reason.
We've had for us, it's about being our healthiest selves. And so for us, we know that not eating meat products is our best option. Now, I'm a baker, so I still bake traditionally with butter and eggs, cream cheese, all the good stuff. I do some vegan baking as well, but that's a struggle for me. Sweets, there aren't as many options for sweets.
Not many good options
for sweets. So, when we're going to have dessert, it typically is something with dairy in there. But again, that's why we say that we're mostly plant-based.
I would say that too. Don't put yourself in a box.
Yeah. Because people hold
up, I thought you said
you were vegan.
Is that honey?
And even with all the substitutes out there, as you continue to grow, try to get away from the substitutes. Try to be more plant-based and less processed. But don't put yourself in the box. And if your journey to plant-based only ever becomes meatless Mondays forever, and that's the best that you can do, well, that's better than meat 7 days a week. It's there's one diet that you have to be in. Like I said, the closer you get to plant-based, the healthier you can become. But wherever your journey is where your journey is. Don't put yourself in a box. Don't force yourself. I can sit at work during lunch, and people are bringing out their meats and everything, and I can still say, man, that smells amazing. But am I tempted to go have some? No, I'm not tempted. But I'm not the plant-based person that's like, oh, that's going to be cancer in a few years, or good luck with your health. Don't be that person. You can still compliment this food. Oh man, that smells amazing. But am I tempted to have that food? Absolutely not. That's the difference between when I did it the first time and now. Now my reason is because I want to be healthier, because I truly believe God wants us to be more plant-based. I know He allowed us the opportunity to eat meat, but I don't think that was His original intention. So the reason is different now.
And when you talk about the plant-based journey, it has to be your own specific journey. So I can't do it because my husband wants me to do it, or vice versa. You have to want to do that for yourself. Our kids are not plant-based.
Right.
When they're here with us at home, of course we prepare plant-based meals, but they still eat meat. And we don't force them. We don't give them the options here. Like, we can't bring chicken in here and go cook chicken on the stove.
We're not preparing
meat in our house. But if we go out and they want to order something from the menu that has meat, we allow them, because at the end of the day, even they have to make that choice for themselves.
Nice.
You want to commit to that journey for yourself for your own reasons. Otherwise, you won't commit to it. I had a college roommate who had been vegan all her life, and as soon as she went away to college, she ate everything meat that she could find, because it wasn't her choice. She didn't have reason. So you have to do it for your own reasons.
And we see them make changes.
Yeah.
Like, let's say we order Chipotle. They go for they
want the vegan bowl, because it comes
vegetarian bowl.
Because has free guacamole, guys.
Yeah. They don't want
they don't charge you extra either.
Right. They don't want the
good to know.
Some of the meatless products we buy here, they enjoy them. When we go grocery shopping, hey, what do we need? They make sure they have those things. They're not looking for the meat products. So, don't force it on them. They'll make those changes on their own if they want to. And if they don't, you've done your best to educate them, and but you allow them to make that option for themselves.
That's true. That's a good advice again.
I feel like...
Sorry, Renee.
No, you go. Go ahead.
And I was about to say that's the perfect conclusion, because that's what I was about to say. It's okay if it's not your goal to go to fitness this year. It's okay if it's not your goal to go vegan this year. It's okay to go at your own rhythm and to make your own decision for this year. So I think that was the perfect words for our conclusions of today's episode. Right, Renee?
Yes, ma'am. Which we like to, so here at She Who Speaks, we like to give shout outs, because we're firm believers in supporting men and women. We specifically do women. But what is a good business if you are in the Orlando area that we could support?
So I would say shout out to Chef Nikki and Chef Lonnie of the Green Table Orlando. Lovely husband and wife business, and they have a great focus on plant-based eating. So they offer cooking classes. You can do one-on-ones. You can have them come into your home and do private dinners and private.
I had that. It was amazing.
So you want, if you're going to, if you're transitioning, your food should still taste good. It shouldn't be, I'm going plant-based, so I have to opt out of my food being flavorful. So if you're looking for help, I would absolutely check them out. Again, that's Chef Nikki at the Green Table Orlando. And then they have pop-ups. So if you want to try their food, you can find them out in Orlando areas. But their food is delicious, and they really have a great focus on education. So
awesome. So we're super excited to hear from you. If you jump into the comment section, and wherever in the world you are, let us know what some of the options that you like are. What are great plant-based restaurants, perhaps, that you have tried? Or maybe you just want to share what your tips are, or how you jumped into the fitness journey. Tell me, confess your sins before me. Did you try the waist trainer? Did you like it? It's not a thing. Don't listen to me. But we're always so excited to have you. If you have not done so yet, please remember to hit that notification bell, subscribe, comment, share. And also, you can feel free to send us an email or drop us a comment. Let us know what interesting thing you have going on or what topics you'd like to have us discuss, and we will be more than happy to do that for you. Take care of yourself and each other. Until next time, this is She Who Speaks.
Yay.